is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
For today's Grimm adventure, we find ourselves in the town of Granite in Oklahoma. It's this small town. It kind of feels out in the middle of nowhere, but it has something a little special, a certain cemetery that's different than most of the cemeteries we visited here on this channel. Now, what we came here for is on the back side of the town of Granite. A little cemetery. It's fake. It's not real. I'm going to show you what I mean in just a little bit. But you're going to get a little chuckle, I think. But before we do that, I want to go check out this giant mural. It says Giants of the Great Plains. I do believe that's Will Rogers. You see the mountains behind it? And there's the cemetery right there. But we're going to get to it. And you can see Jessica standing down there to the left-hand side of your screen. Should give you some idea of how massive this mural is. Now, I guess technically this is a roadside attraction, this video. It's been a while since we've done something like this. As cool as this is, the real draw to this town, like I said, is this fake cemetery that's here. Now, the cemetery is known as Comecos Cemetery. Like comatose, but Comecos. Now that is a cemetery gate. Right on the top it says Comecos Cemetery. Now what makes this even more special, yes, it's a fake cemetery, but all the stones inside the fence are real, made here in Granite, Oklahoma. There's no bodies on the ground. Right next to the cemetery is this stone that talks a little bit about the history of it. It says, "Welcome to Comecos Cemetery," just for the fun of it. Established in Wichita Falls, Texas, by Dr. Dan and Eleanor Roberts. Their interest in cemetery memorials, their keen observations and sense of humor, he loved dad jokes, led them to create this unique attraction. A lot of information on that plaque, but honestly, I hate reading plaques in these videos. And I mean, you guys came here to actually see these spots. So allow me to paraphrase, if you will, give you the back of the DVD synopsis. I like saying things like that. Basically, husband and wife, they were veterinarians. They had this cemetery that they built behind their office. And whenever they retired, the cemetery went on tour around the Oklahoma and Texas area. Eventually, it found its way back here to Granite, Oklahoma, where these stones were made. And they're fun. They're fun. You're gonna love this. Sadly, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to get inside. I mean, we could hop the fence if we wanted to, but that's something we don't do here at this channel. So we're just gonna walk around and take the time and read it and just enjoy the day. This first one here goes with that giant mural in the back of the parking lot. Will Rogers, 1879 to 1935. I don't make jokes. I just watch the government and report the facts. So live that you wouldn't be ashamed to sell the family parrot to the town gossip. Will Rogers. Joe Jones, 1896 to 1929, atheist. His worst moments were when he felt grateful and had no one to thank. This one here has a devil's pitchfork on it. Say what you will about the devil, he's a hustler. Abe Martin. And over here in the front corner, Hans Gunther, 1940 to 1975, says communist, pity the man who believes in communism. He believes in something that doesn't believe in him. John MacDonald, 1898 to 1959, here I lie between two of the best women in the world, my wives. But I told my relatives to tilt me towards Tilly. Oh, where's Tilly? I don't see Tilly. There's another stone that says, just be thankful you're not getting all the government you're paying for. Again, Will Rogers. Sacred to the memory of Jared Bates, died August 1876. His widow, age 24, lives at 7 Elm Street, has money, every qualification of a good wife, and yearns to be comforted. There's the one in the center of your screen with the 4-leaf clover on it. It says Pat O'Brien, 1880 to 1940. is buried here today. He led the life of Riley while Riley was away. This one right here on the corner says, Ma loved Pa, Pa loved women, Ma caught Pa with one in swimming. Here lies Pa, 1893. One here on the ground says, here lies John Yeast. Pardon me for not rising. Here's another one on the ground. It says, a man is not complete until he's married, then he's finished. Anonymous. Right underneath it, I was married by a judge. I should have asked for a jury. George Burns. Flem Snopes, 1880 to 1940. It says, scoundrel. On his deathbed, he was asked if he would like to denounce the devil. He replied, now is not the time to be making new enemies. This is as close as I'm going to get to Polly Weeks, 1857 to 1886. I told you I was sick. And I'm going to do one more. This one right here in the center of your screen. Top of it says, thy will be done. It says, weep a bit for easy lot. He was lit, his lights were not. 1840 to 1865.
My favorite fact about this little fake cemetery is that Dr. Dan didn't do all of these all at one time. Just whenever he thought he had a laugh, whenever he thought he had a belter, he had a new stone made. And some of them you might find a little controversial. We can't show you them directly because they are in the center, so I'll read this one to you. It says, going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to a garage makes you an automobile.
A little weird fact about me. I absolutely hate taking the time to read a book or a magazine. I'm a movie watcher. I love movies, I love TV, I love YouTube. But there are a few different books that I've read over the course of my life that I absolutely love. And one of them being a book that I read in English class in high school. It was called The Spoon River Anthology by a man by the name of Edgar Lee Masters. Now, if you're not familiar with the book Spoon River Anthology, basically each page in the book is a different tombstone of somebody who lived and died in the town of Spoon River. And what you are actually reading is the epitaphs on the tombstones. And that's how you find out who killed who was married to who. It's a very interesting way of going about to tell a story, and I've always loved it. So this kind of reminds me of the Spoon River Anthology. I'm probably going to butcher this, but in case you were wondering, yes, I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the high school that I went to was Carleton, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Mr. Torchazzy, I think it was my teacher's name, who first introduced me to that book. And I've loved it ever since. I've told countless people about it. So if you're at all interested in reading some classic literature, pick it up. It's a fun read. It's different. Now, Jessica was just pointing out that this cemetery is actually right next to a Granite Tombstone Maker. And how fitting is it? I mean, Granite, Oklahoma, these stones, they're fake. I mean, they're real stone, fake people, but they're made here in Granite, Oklahoma. I wonder, well, I don't know if this is an original building, but somewhere here in this town is where they were made. Standing down there by the cemetery looking up at the mountain, you can easily see some rusted out machines. I just kind of wanted to walk around here a little bit and see if I can see them. This is kind of neat. This is where they make tombstones. So that right there is what I was seeing from the other side. You can see some of the metal. For safety reasons, I'm not going to go up there. Just wanted to take it in. I've actually never been this close to a granite rock quarry where they actually make tombstones. Pretty neat. I'm not going to get in close and show any of the names, but there are a few different stones and slabs that are here in this pile that have people's names on it. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another Grimm adventure, a little roadside attraction here in Granite, Oklahoma, to the Comecos. I like how, I almost say comatose. The Comecos Cemetery, a fake cemetery in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. Until next time, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. A bad luck's always coming my way.